Good morning, Rabbi. Thank you for coming. Please help me help the breakfast anonymously sponsored. You know, the story of Lot and his daughters, and he has a incestuous relationship with his daughters. So in the biographical sketch of the grandfather, in Igros Moshe, or Moshe Feinstein, of blessed memory, volume 8, he has a fantastic story that I always love telling that deals with this parsha. And it deals with 1921, a place called Luban. And what happened was one of the Balabatim, one of the men from town, got a very strange illness. His tongue got bloated, and Moshe Feinstein heard that he was about to expire, so he went to visit him. Remember, he was a young rabbi, 1921, he was very, very young, a young rabbi. And what happened was, the man cleared the room when Moshe came, and he said, Moshe, I have to tell you something. Last week we read Parshas Vayera, and I went on and on. How could it be that the daughters of Lot had such relationships with their father, such a relationship, the audacity, in their children, they enshrined the name, the relationship with their father in the Tumah of me, my father, for example. How could this be that from them Moshiach comes? And he went on and on and on about invective and heaping abuse upon the women. That night, he has a dream. Two old women with their faces covered come to him in a dream, and they said that they were Lot's daughters. And they were upset that he had these verbal attacks on them. They came down to respond to his verbal attacks against these two women. And they said, you know, we had a wonderful relationship with Avraham, and we were miraculously rescued from Sodom. We could have easily have concealed our incestuous relationship and said, Immaculate Conception. That's what we could have said. But instead, we conceived directly by divine presence that we could have said we found a new religion, akin Christianity, but we didn't. We admitted our sins publicly, and we enshrined it in the names of our sons. Why? To let people know that anytime you have a conception, there's a flesh and blood component. It's not something coming from on high. And because of this,
anytime you have what?
You have a child. It comes from a relation between man and woman. It's not coming from on high. It's not an immaculate conception. And this is what the daughter said to this man in Laban. Because of this, we were worthy to have Moshiach, the real Moshiach, come for us. Can you imagine? That's why the daughters of Lot, they're their mothers, they're the ancestors of Moshiach. Because of this, because they were made this very point and were publicly embarrassed and enshrined that they had a relation with their father in their kids to make this point. That's what they're worthy of having true Moshiach. And they said, as for you, you committed a very grievous sin, speaking so loudly and strongly against us. You will be punished measure for measure, just like the spies did. Your tongue will become bloated and elongated through a bizarre illness, and you will die, and unfortunately passed away. Moshe, you always used to say, look at the revelation that a simple balabas in Luban had a message on high. But certainly, he said, this rings true and about what the daughters of Lot really were. And that, I know many of you are wondering why from an incestuous relationship comes Moshiach. This is one answer why through an incestuous relationship with Lot, their father, they were worthy to have the real Moshiach Tzidkenu, which we see especially in our day. Have a wonderful day.